You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go!
King Bao, the battle rapper, Joel Bauman, the MMA fighter, amongst other entities that you do for the Create For You platform, right? You had an event March 25th.
And it was terrible.
In LA. Wait a minute. It wasn't all terrible, all right? Because I was in the building.
No, because we made moments. We made moments, bro. Me doing an antic was salvage mode. There's gotta be something that I could take from this and create more with it. And that's what we're going to do. That's why it's, that's why it's the architect with Daylight, creative director. And we're getting more people in the culture that everybody is going to be excited about.
Hold up. We're going to talk about that. Let's start here. The event didn't go as according to plan. A lot of mishaps. The stream went off. Culture's upset. They were upset and everything. You've done some back and forths on the internet, interviews and things like that. And I don't know if you addressed the pay-per-view, you giving everybody their money back I think you did it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right? Or maybe Instagram?
Yeah.
But is this the first interview you're actually doing to be able to say like, hey,
I told you I wanted to give you the interview because you were the one that called and
apologized.
Apologized. You understand?
For being so negative towards you and putting up nothing but negative shit. Although, it was crazy that you actually like, hey, it's okay, bad is good and good is bad. But I still felt bad because, like I say, I didn't actually give you, and that's why I put up the third round. That's why I put up the clips of the third round because I said it. I don't want to make it seem like it was all bad. Like the brother was saying some shit in that third round. You know what I mean? So, and then you wind up giving me this interview, which I appreciate. So sometimes just being a stand-up man like I am, I had to call you and apologize to you because I went a little crazy on the negative part of it, not the positive.
Think about it, brother. How many moments were created that entire weekend? There were so many moments. There were so many moments.
Yes, and I have a lot of footage up.
And the fact that, I just read that Instagram post, right?
Read that again.
Yo, at first I thought you were annoying when I saw this face-off, but now I honestly do agree that you're the new king of battle rap face-offs, and Cassidy knows it. That's why he couldn't stay in character as a host. He saw that someone else was taking his spot as the face-off king. Salute, Bao. Hope to see you again in battle rap. You have the perfect personality and energy for it. I can see you and Ace Amin having a killer face-off in battle. So again, man, it's all narrative. It's all narrative and perspective. And when we give people my perspective, what can you say?
Right. And again, the stream went bad, and y'all handled it. Let everybody know what's going on now after the stream went bad and the culture's in an uproar. Now where we at right now with the whole situation?
We refunded everybody.
Get everybody their money back. Fire.
That did the pay-per-view stream, and there was a lot of fishiness going on. I don't want to make any claims, but there appears to be some malicious intent. Our stream was hacked 7 times.
Wow.
And again, I don't want to make any, I'm not pointing any fingers. I am going to say that I believe that proves our model. The same malware that they used to hack the stream ended up cracking our site, or potentially might have been the reason that cracked our site the next day, because they hacked the website and the site was down. But my buddy, one of my tech guys, he built it back up overnight. But yeah, and I have a very, very special team with special skills. And when they're telling me that it would only be a sophisticated entity that could pull off what they did, it does make me question everything.
Right. Well, especially with all of the press, the news, the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, all type of shit that you've done or spoken about, spoke of, who knows? Who knows? That's what happens when you're vocal. When you're vocal, people don't like it when you're vocal. So it comes with a backlash sometimes. It happened to a lot of people that speak up on things that nobody else will. So
That's why I feel like I'm built for this, man. That's why when I say it's perfect execution, that's like my hashtag perfect execution. Like everything that I'm doing essentially is that.
Right.
It's like I have to execute things a certain way. And even in the good, we can find the bad. Think about, I was immediately on my team after the event saying we have to refund everybody. We just needed the logistics of how we were going to do that. You understand?
Gotcha.
Like we had to like have the technical, like, okay, how do we do this? Because and we got it done. We had to salvage a lot of the footage because the footage didn't end up turning out. Obviously stream was choppy, right? So
Right.
just there was a lot of salvaging that had to be done, and we're working on upscaling all the footage now and hopefully cleaning everything up so we can give a better value, because again, we want to hold ourselves to a certain standard, a certain value. We want to show people that we're a value-based company. It's
Right.
all about values. You understand? Like I have the value that if I do right by you, you'll do right by me. And that's why, again, I get a little amped sometimes, because it's like I'm only trying to do right by people, and then I have people like maybe wanting to try to take advantage of me. Even while knowing that I probably know, like I know, it's like, so it's just frustrating, bro. But again, it's transmuted into better. And that's why, all the partnerships that have come out of this, bro, we're talking with, Lush One, we're talking with, GTX, we're talking with, obviously Daylight wants to be, the creative director, and I'd love to give him that position. I mean, and his connections that he has that see the value in what we're doing. Like there's so many people now that are reaching out that I'm so grateful and so honored for.
Nice.
That's why it's like everybody sees the potential. Everybody knows, because we're a value-based company and we do value-based business, that they can trust us, that they know that we're not going to fuck them. You understand? Like that.
Right.
That's the point. And that is what, in my opinion, is making everybody else scared. If there was malicious intent from an actor or whatever, I believe it's because that model threatens what they do. You understand? Or how they might treat people. And I think I truly believe it. Like this is the genius. Like I keep going back to the genius moment, but I feel like this is the genius moment where we've won. In all the terribleness, we've won. My investors and my team and like everybody is like, oh, we see how we can make a positive imprint. You understand?
Right.
Now we want to go harder. Now we want to do everything right. Now it's nobody, it's avocado style quality. And we're about to have talks, there. And just like there's so much good.
Is it safe to say you got it now? coming in to this.
No, hey, hear me
Vulture
out.
trying to
Hey,
do
hey,
the
hey.
event.
Yes, I didn't know either.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to take full responsibility, right?
Right.
But again, I wanted to be as hands off as I could, remove from this, and still do what I do on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
To promote, to advertise, to people don't know how long it takes to go into these videos, right? To actually be the one that's taking all this information from my team and delivering it in a way that everybody can understand and get, right? Like all while having to craft and perfect my rounds. It took me 2 weeks, and then it's just memorization or whatever. Like I still want to do everything, but I am still handling a lot of the business. We are still having hours of phone calls and all of this. So like, again, I gave away maybe too much control, and
Okay.
the things didn't end up panning out the way we wanted to. Even Daylight coming up to me the day before telling me things, that there's certain holes in the ship. You understand? We're just trying to salvage.
The words he used, right?
You know what I mean? So it's like we still had to keep going and try to do the best that we can under the circumstances given, when it didn't, like, that didn't even meet the expectation. You understand? For the budget that was spent, it didn't necessarily meet our expectation in any regard, right?
Okay.
And again, that's not to put, I take responsibility for how some of this was done too. I just figured the counsel that I was getting was of trust, because I got on the phone with Uncle Ra. You understand? I got on. Did we not? We finally were connected. You understand?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And now we can move forward. Like, again, I told you I wanted to. I'm a business person. You know what I mean? Like, I want to help Uncle Ra, or vice versa, be the biggest that he can be, because I fucking appreciate what Uncle Ra does.
Right.
You're the only person that called and tried to make good.
That's who
You understand?
I am. That's who I am.
But hear me out. I'm able to feel that, and I respect that, and I honor that. That's why I want to honor you with this.
Ad placement.
Ad placement.
So now moving forward, because again, man, what you're doing, the opportunity that you're giving the rappers and the entertainment that you're providing for the culture is dope. You know what I mean? So, and like you say, I guess you learned a lot, from that one event. Can't say the next event is going to be the best event ever made, but at least moving forward, where you went wrong, and now going into the next event, you're trying to take more control of what's happening. Is that what it is?
Well, ultimately, think about this. I will say this. It's like, I wanted Avocado to shoot it and direct it and produce it. He was doing Bags and Bodies when we originally reached out.
Okay.
We hire who we hire, and a week before the event, he comes back to us and says he wants to do it at a very, reasonable price. And as a businessman, because I had locked in someone else.
Right. Okay.
I wanted to honor that. You understand?
Right.
Because I thought, or, again, there's no slights to anybody. We just, our expectations were not met, as was the cultures for the budget that was spent. You understand?
And again, what do you say to people that might say, oh, he's a culture vulture. He spent a little money to come into this culture and blah, blah, blah. And, then he's going to spend some money and leave, because a lot of people come and try to do what you do. They're not around anymore. Some have not around because they failed. Some just came into culture to grab a little money and then leave. What do you say about that?
Well, I think that when they see what we do moving forward, they won't be able to say that. And that's always the perspective that I live my life from, is kind of that future perspective, because I had to have a vision to have something like Create For You happen. And now many people, they do see the brilliance of it. They do see the model, they understand, and it's attracting more of, all the people that we wanted to work with, like you included. So, as far as being a culture vulture, I wouldn't be trying to put on people in the culture if that wasn't the case. If Uncle Ra is for the culture, and if I can create something that can give Uncle Ra even a bigger bag, like, because that's what's the right thing to do, then how can you say anything when we do create that, and when we are creating that? So for me, it's like, people can say what they want, man, but we're here to provide value. I think the refunds show that. I think us taking accountability every step of the way. I have not publicly paid, like, I'm not put blame on anybody.
Right.
Understand? I keep coming back to me. You understand? We needed this last week to figure out all of the things, because we're asking ourselves, could this have been from attack on the inside? Could we're asking sophisticated questions and need sophisticated answers, and to be able to then come here and tell you kind of simply put what's taking place in the background. So, you know, great things take time, and I feel that through time, people will continue to see that we're great.
Now, I mentioned to you that, you know, your style of battle rap is one that is very, very, very difficult to use in this culture. And I mentioned the likes of Daylight and Loaded Lux. Everybody doesn't gravitate to their style because it's so deep, it's so conscious. And, you know, they have a saying in battle rap with a conscious type shit. It's like, don't nobody want to hear that shit, Sharif. So, and then for you to come into the culture with your style, you mentioned the Architects. Can you talk about what the Architects is?
I don't know if Daylight wants me to. I will tell
no?
you. I don't know. Because this has the opportunity to be something like, it's something that no one has seen before in battle rap, and that's what we want to deliver. Dope visuals at the highest quality. Like we want to make productions out of this, like how people haven't seen yet, right? And so the Architect is a specific environment that we would like to create for our up and coming performers that will allow them to shine how they might have not before. And it'll be most beneficial for people who are of a certain style, like you said, the conscious rappers,
right?
To take part in duels of consciousness.
Okay, all right, that's enough. I know it was hard for you to say that without saying it all. But and also what that means is that you're bringing Daylight in, you know, if not as a consultant, or, you know, you're going to be able to utilize Daylight's experience in this culture moving forward with Create For You. Is that true?
Him and potentially others, many others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were in conversations with all the right people now, and I'm truly and extremely grateful, because now we'll be able to give the value that we're actually looking to give. And that's what I'm most grateful for in all of this. Like at the end of the day, I'm so grateful now that people can see through the antics, that they can see and understand my mind wholly and completely. I understand how you say a specific group within the culture might not vibrate towards what I'm doing, but there's certain people in the same culture that are vibrating, that are vibrating to what I'm doing and calling what I'm doing genius, that are calling what I'm doing humanitarian. And that's what I do everything for. I fight to eradicate childhood malnutrition from the planet. I make the content that I do and have lost out on a lot of money, have lost out on a lot of deals because of a certain opinion or value that I hold. You understand? For myself. So, you know, Create For You is an easy yes for me, because now we get to share those values with the world and help as many people win. And if anybody wants to critique that, I would ask them to just create better. Do this so I don't have to. Please. I mean that. Like, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work.
You always have to stay doing what you're doing, because to give people an opportunity to own their own shit, man, is still a great concept, great idea. And that's the world we're living in now anyway, where everybody has an opportunity to own their own shit. You know, you don't have to be subjected to the 360 deals, you know, in music and shit like that anymore, you know. So independent.
I will only let one person manage me in battle rap, and that would be you.
I can't do that. I'm honored, brother, but shit, I'll be too busy to manage anybody. But
I know, same.
I'm always here for you as you move forward, man. If I can help in any way for you to do what you're gonna do,
absolutely, already have.
So yeah, so I'm around for that for you. And again, the next event, y'all already in talks with that. You, Daylight, your team, the investors, y'all already in talks trying to set up another event, right?
Yeah, we're hoping May.
May. Okay.
We'll see, because we might do a fight in between. So we're just figuring out what the best step is.
You're gonna fight in between this?
I need to transmute some physical energy. I need to give back to me physically. I have not been training at the level that I wanted to for a while. I focused on this.
Okay.
I focused on trying to deliver a product at the level and at the quality that all of you want. Look at my videos. My videos don't slack on quality in my own life. So why would I want my companies to not meet a certain standard of what we want to provide the culture?
You want everything to be right. I get you. Not just one part of the company, everything.
Yes. Yes. So I need to start giving back to me. That's why, promoting the new album that's on Spotify and Apple. I told Cassidy, there are so many men. Again, think about this, brother. If we think about it in whole, if we think everything in whole, I have the biggest moment in the Cassidy battle. And now someone just called me the king of battle rap face-offs. You understand? Like, now that's a narrative that's out there, and that's already been talked about. My team and I have been talking about that this entire time, because from our perspective, I cooked them.
So you know what we need. Now you know what we need, right? Cassidy versus King Bao, and then we need that face-off in that battle.
I will say this.
Then it'd be about just y'all two.
I will say this. Again, I want to make this point, but I'm gonna address that. I feel he knows that too, because again, you know how easy it would have been to whip out our phones and just play beats and start rapping. Like, that's what I should have done. When he asked me to rap, I should have just put on a beat and went and said, okay, play something original. That's what I would love to do. I would love to be, and that's, again, while in all of this, I've been promoting my music, my album, because I want people to hold me to a certain standard. Now I put out the rounds and people go, wow, in a quiet room, he would actually be fucking fire. Now I show people the actual music and I start promoting it. I've been waiting to promote my music until we have a certain reach or platform or audience. Now I can. Now people are saying my album is fire.
I haven't heard of you, but I'm gonna listen to it after this.
For sure. They're saying no skips. So, like, people can say whatever we want. But again, in the end, I feel our heart and our intentions will be seen. Our values will show. And everybody will want to work with us like they're starting to now. And for that, I'm honored. That they can there are people, again, saying that what we just did, even in the unsuccess, might have, in many facets, unsuccessful nature, we were successful the most, because the moment that I got with Cassidy is priceless. How can you say that you don't care about something that I feel like everybody should care about? If that was a slip, it could have just been what's called a Freudian slip. It could have just been a slip. But to me, I feel like if consciousness is in a place where it doesn't care about specific things, maybe that's why we are where we are today. And I don't think a lot of people would argue that we're in a maybe positive place as a culture.
Right.
And I want to make sure that I do everything in my part, whether people understand it or not, to give back to consciousness a certain way, because I feel like we need that. Like, I have to be an example for my children. They have to be able to look back and see what I do and the message of what I was saying. Michael Jackson he dressed really funny, didn't he? Hey, Prince dressed really funny, didn't he? In hindsight, a lot of the greatest heroes in entertainment, they had a specific way they did things.
Yeah.
But they were able to share a specific message.
Yeah, at the same time. Yeah.
And I feel like I've done that and we've won.
Hey, moving forward, brother, I wish you nothing but the best more success, good luck, and all of that shit, man. So I know where your mind is in the right place, man, and your heart is in the right place, and that's what's important for me knowing that. So I'm going to see you soon. I know we're going to get it together.
Of course, absolutely. Watch what happens at the Architect, bro.
Yeah, the Architect. Now I can't wait for people to understand the whole concept of what that is, which is going to be fire. So,
and then they'll understand our marketplace too. Like we're
yeah.
finishing up the logistics of our marketplace, and so I'm just so excited to be able to provide a platform to people where they can actually win and see the value. So, thank you all.
Thank you, brother. King Bao.
15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.